Well, everybody. I am happy to say that episode 2 of Maul continues to be the most beautiful Star Wars has ever looked. Man, there's a couple action scenes in this episode they're so stylish, so pretty, and, it's just like this show finds a way to be just exactly what I want Star Wars to be. Now, I will say in this episode 2 of Maul, there is a little bit of dialogue that's a little bit off to me. I can't necessarily exactly explain why. There was just a few lines that I was just like, that was a little weird. Now, with that being said, of course, Star Wars has never had extremely strong dialogue, right? Its dialogue has always been a little unnatural, and a lot of the characters, particularly in the prequels, their motivations aren't necessarily clear, and I kind of feel like maybe there's just a little bit of that in this show. With that being said, still very fun. In this episode, we focus on the police officer Maul and the Mr. Tortoise Jedi, right? And I'm very excited. It almost feels like the Tortoise Jedi is like sort of the Batman to this police officer guy's Commissioner Gordon. I'm just loving the sort of noir-esque angle with like the political intrigue of Maul. I'm just excited for where it's going. Now, I guess at this point, I'm gonna move into a little bit of a spoiler. Though I do feel like the next thing I'm about to talk about will not prevent you from enjoying the show if you have not yet seen it. So, in this episode, we have Maul talking to the Twi'lek Padawan. So, she appears to be sort of hiding from the Empire with her master, this tortoise guy. But then she tries to steal some food, gets put in jail. Maul sort of comes across her, and seemingly he wants to make her his apprentice, which is fun. I'm really interested to see where this character is going to go, but we have Maul like kind of talking to her, and he tells her that it's time for her to see the world as it is, right? And it's sort of this extremely interesting conflict, I think, of like when like the in the words of Timon from The Lion King, when the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world, right? Can you be a good person in a world that refuses to reward good behavior? And her master, the tortoise guy, seems to be going from the angle of, yes, you have to be a good person even when the world does not reward that behavior. But Maul kind of talks to her, and he sort of has a sort of alternate perspective where he says that when the world becomes as it is, you can no longer have the ideals of the Jedi. It's really interesting, and I think through their relationship we'll be able to see more of the mentality of Maul and why he's doing what he's doing. So, anyway, I think that's really all of the thoughts I have. Overall, I'm just really happy with the visuals of the show. I just think it looks so good. Whoever they had on, like, the art design and management on this show does such a good job, and it just looks really pretty. It's it's funny because the last sort of Star Wars thing I watched prior to this show was a couple early episodes of the Clone Wars, which you can see my sort of reviews of those on the channel here. But it's crazy that that show, like, I never would have thought someone could take the style of that show and just elevate it into being something as beautiful as this Darth Maul show. But I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this show. If you're interested in things like Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, really anything that sort of falls into that sort of vein of science fiction, that tends to be the main thing we talk about on this YouTube channel. So, if you're interested in those, my face will pop up somewhere on the screen. You can click on that. I'll link all of my Star Wars videos right up there if you're really into Star Wars, but maybe you're more into Doctor Who, in which case let's put a Doctor Who playlist right up there. So thank you so much for watching. A median A+ goes to anyone who likes this video, leaves a comment, and shares it with all their friends and all their friends' grandmothers. And because I still have yet to figure out how to end a Star Wars video, may the Force be with you. Maybe I should say Han shot first. I don't know, I don't like that either. There's just something too cliche about Star Wars. It's too big. Bye-bye!